Oh, we say some like pretty wacky stuff that's like not actually like having to do with anything, and so out of context, it's kind of fun to
Yeah,
just
I know.
leave
Like one
that
of them, you're like screaming, you're just like Noah, Noah, and then another one, I was like, I'm a flat earther.
in. Yeah.
I think that might be one of my favorites.
Yeah. I think the one from this next week is good too because it's just gross. It's just me and my disgusting burps.
Oh yeah, no, I listened to that part.
It's like, oh god, oh I can't stop. But anyways, hi everybody, welcome to the
Hey.
podcast. We're going live. I went live in the middle of that, and I don't know why I decided to, but here we are.
Man, I was surprised.
Noah's like looking at the camera, like, ready to talk. But yeah, welcome to the podcast. This is the show. Oh wait, do I need to do the thing? I might need to do that. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. This is the show on the internet where we talk about advice or look at things.
What do we do? I don't know.
We do something. We talk about some shit and cringe a lot. So that's right.
Make bank doing it.
Oh, hella make bank. No, we do it for the art, Noah. That's all we're here for. Nothing else.
Speak for yourself. I'm a money grubbing New York rapscallion.
Oh yeah, you look at it over there with your sweet little
Mom
headphones, and your beanie, yeah, maroon.
Well, it's
top.
freaking cold outside. I need a beanie.
It's cold. It was like, I feel like it was nice a couple days ago. It was like 50 something degrees, and now it's like 20. Yeah.
Ugh.
And my roommate left his window open. I'm gonna kill him. I'm not actually gonna kill him. If he turns up dead, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. It sounds preemptive. I swear to God, I didn't touch him.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm not saying I didn't do it. I will take full responsibility. If he disappears and they find this, I will take credit.
No, I won't. I won't let you do that. I'll jump in front of that bullet for you. But yeah. So basically, we get questions here and we talk about them. But when we're not talking about questions, we're complaining about things in our day-to-day life. So let's just start. This first question comes from a young lady who is, or possible male. We don't. Oh no, it's a lady. Okay. She says, "I'll get right down to it. I'm 20 years old and in my first sexual relationship. I've never felt very interested in dating because, for the most part, I feel like guys who hit on me are either sleazy or just annoying. I'm still in college and I've fallen head over heels for my boyfriend, who I have been seeing for a while now. My boyfriend has also never had sex with anyone else. He is a goddamn dime. But as it turns out, we're pretty bad at sex. Without getting too graphic or gross, it's a bit uncomfortable for me being a virgin and all. However, my hymen wouldn't even have the chance to break because my boyfriend is just finishing in seconds. We've had sex a few times now, and he's not getting any better. I honestly think it's pretty funny, except for I kind of want to have some good sex with him sometime. That would be cool. He's very embarrassed every time he comes, and he doesn't think it's very funny. I don't know what to do. I'm worried that this is going to affect his confidence in our relationship. Do you have any tips, or is this something that or is there something that I could be doing differently in bed to make our experience last longer and still make him feel manly and such? Any thoughts would be greatly appreciated. Also, I just realized I started out the show with an immediate sex question. Sorry, guys. This is the podcast for big boys, for people who get their peters wet.
No time for warm up. No, we're getting straight into it.
Yes, we are. So basically, yeah, the boyfriend is pretty bad at sex, it sounds like, and she's not. It sounds actually like she's okay with it. Like she's like in good spirits.
Yeah, she's trying to deal, but
yeah,
it kind of sucks. It would be nice, or what did she say? It would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, no, like a little, a little like backhanded, kind of like
like sweet and passive aggressive at the same time. Like, it'd be real neat. It'd be real nifty. It'd be kind of cool if you did this. Just saying.
If only I got off, once. That'd be cool. just one time. That's all I'm asking.
I really love your special way, but could we do it different this time?
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I think everyone has been in a situation kind of like this before. Like anyone who's fairly experienced or had it a couple times or anything like that. I know that my first few experiences were not the greatest as far as, like, sexual
Mhm.
interaction. They ended pretty quick.
Yeah, that
Um,
is.
but it's something that, like, I think comes with age and time. I don't know. Do you have
Uh-huh.
anything to add on, like, tips
Yeah,
on
no,
lasting?
it's for him, it's kind of like something like if he's just doing it his first couple times, he's gonna like figure things out, and it's gonna
Mhm.
take a little bit of time. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
and for myself personally, like, the biggest thing, uh, I in my book is, like, taking care of, like, my partner, and so maybe that's something I feel like he could do if he wants the sex to last longer because guys, generally, it's like a one and done.
Mhm.
Ish. I mean, there's people who go, like, multiple, and there's people who, power through and whatever. Uh, but I feel like as a general statement, guys have a harder time continuing after arrival. Uh, so if you just take care of, like, the girl first, like, sex lasts longer, and then both of you guys have a good time and all that. So
Mhm.
maybe he could try, like, something, uh, more foreplay, I hear is
Mhm.
the swing
The
of which
fun,
this goes. Yeah.
nasty little acting and whatnot.
Nah. Well,
A
I
dirty
didn't know where you're
little
going
show.
when you said
I didn't really
nasty.
either, but I arrived somewhere.
You arrived, just like this guy. He always arrives somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes he's in
Yeah.
the hair, sometimes it's on the back.
And it
But
only takes a few seconds to get there,
yeah,
so
and as far as, like, things that she can do, don't don't start with, like, getting him, like, so, like, riled up maybe, like, have him
Mhm.
do more for you and, like, take your time with the foreplay, like, sometimes that's as much fun as, like, getting into anything else is, like, just taking care of the people and all that, and, like, making each other, like, all giddy. It's
Mhm.
good to laugh, so maybe I don't know how to get him to feel better about laughing in bed, but that to me is fun, is when you're, like, in the middle of something and, like, those awkward, like, interactions happen. It's like,
Mhm.
I love those. I don't have an experience off the top of my head, but it's like I've had that happen before. It's like, things are like, "Oh, yeah, this is, like, a serious, intimate moment," and then, like, I don't know, someone burps or someone it's
Mhm.
usually me that burps. So, like, something happens where it's like it's just like, oh, it breaks the tension and it feels nice.
Mhm.
So there's ways to relish in that too.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
weird how, like, it's always, like, built up sex is always built up as this, like, romantic, like, intimate thing, but,
mm,
like, some of the best things are when you're, like, joking around, having fun, but it's, like it feels weird because that's not, like, what it's, like, built up and meant to be, but it's, like it's kind of what's the most enjoyable, so
mhm. Yeah, no, I definitely have a good time with that kind of stuff. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It's built up as like, oh, this sacred thing, like, in the eyes of God, like you should never like do the like soil it. It's like, but
Mhm.
I have fun with it. Everyone's human, and I think that people lose sight of that sometimes, especially in this. Like, even if you're dating someone for a long time, it's like especially if you're dating someone for a long time, you should learn to be comfortable in these scenarios
Mhm.
because with any luck, they're gonna happen a lot. So, gotta get used to them. But,
Mhm.
Noah, I'm a little bit disappointed.
Why?
I I think we answered that question and didn't do, like, a single, like, joke or jab at them. We didn't
Aw,
make fun of
man.
her.
Aw, man. We
We
got
we
plenty of other people to make fun of,
damn
so
it,
it's
we
okay.
validated her even. I don't know. Alright. Well,
Alright. Well, this
uh,
seems like a
yeah.
person that we can make fun of, so
Oh, that seems good to
are you
me.
ready
Well,
to go for it?
who you got, Noah?
I've got a person we're gonna call him Daniel.
Daniel.
And
Alright,
Daniel's
Daniel.
got a big problem. So, at our school, there's a game where you pull out your wiener and slam it onto the desk. Almost every I thought I could power through, but I can't.
Yeah, that's a
Can we
huge
just
problem for
relish in
some
that for a
people.
second?
That sounds like a fun you know what? Okay, sorry, I'm gonna save it. We should finish this question, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so there's a game where you pull out your wiener and slam it on the desk. Almost every guy does it, and it's become sort of a tradition. I was in the lead, but then some weirdo pervert snapped a pic of my dick, and now he's blackmailing me. I can't talk to my parents or my teachers about it, and my friend won't tell me because they think it's funny. What should I do to stop it? I really don't want anyone to see the picture. Help.
I'm sorry. I kind of lost it with tradition.
This
Kind
is a time-honored,
of,
sacred, glorious tradition.
passed down from father to son. What
I
the
want to see
hell?
that ceremony. There's like candles on a table, and they like
Oh,
have to slap between each one. No.
they go around like it's like a seance circle of candles. It's like you have to slap between each one. Oh my god, yeah. Oh, that'd be terrible.
Mm. Yeah, but like,
So this
oh man.
where do you go to school? Like, like, I mean,
If you had to guess a state, which one would you guess?
Florida.
Florida. That's fair.
It seems like
I'm doing some backwoods like Alabama, maybe.
Alabama. See, that was my first thought, but I was like, this is just weird enough to make like a Florida headline. Just
Hmm.
like kid gets blackmailed for whipping dick out on desk in comrade tradition or something. Um
No, I like the line. I was in the lead. Like, is there really a winner in this scenario?
I don't know. I'm not like a typical like guys guy, so I don't get off on this like whole like macho like punch each other in the dick and whip it out and like all that. It's like that's not usually my
Mhm.
thing, you know? Like there comes a time when it's like, oh yeah, I can hang out with the bros, but I don't want to like whip out my my dick for
Right?
everyone to see. It's
Is it
like
like in a full class, or do they like run into empty classrooms, or like I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. And it's like, and in the lead in inches? Are you
No, like desk slapped is
like
how I would
member
say.
of desks? Okay.
Uh-huh. Or maybe he had like some like big heist, like he did the principal's desk or
Oh,
something.
yeah. He, like, snuck in, like, some crazy, like,
Uh,
Breakfast Club kinda, like, antics where it's like, "Oh, yeah, we were on in detention, and while he was, like, busy, one of them was distracting him, I went in and, like, put my balls in his tea or something." It's like, "Oh, man, I don't this isn't my kind of prank."
mhm.
But, okay, so, you know I don't even have a He has a big problem. It's a school game, and it's a tradition. Almost every guy does it. See, if he didn't have that any like in there, like I would almost think it's like that he's the only person. He's like, "I'm
There's
in
this
the
fun
lead."
game that everyone does, but it's actually just
Oh, what
him.
if it's, like, all his friends and, like, they're just tricking him into, like it's like, "Yo, dude, let's see how many, like, times we can get him to whip his dick out in class or something."
They just like tell stories about like, oh no, I saw him do it, and then like they've never actually done it.
"Oh, this guy's just getting pranked real good." But
Hmm.
then they got a picture of his dick. Okay, so in I do empathize with him not empathize because I haven't been there. I sympathize. Uh, see, I make a very strong I won't even send, like, dick pics to, like, girls I'm talking to. That's to me, it's like, if you wanna see it, you can come and see it in person because you know, I don't have that good of a camera on my phone to make it look big or whatever.
Right.
It's like Sender's like, "Yeah, you want that?" And they're like, I could take it or leave it." Um, but anyways, so let's help him out.
He's in trouble.
He's in trouble,
I
and
guess we
some
can be heroes.
some weirdo pervert snaps a picture of his dick. Weird
Mhm.
he I like that they're the weirdo pervert, by the way.
Yeah, like
Like, he's the one who's walking around and, like, whipping his cock out on desks, but
yeah, I
they're
sure
the
hope it's not
weirdos.
like happening to any like poor young ladies who like they're just like
Oh,
sitting at a
no.
desk and like because that could totally be happening, and I don't
Oh.
like that.
Oh, yeah, and he's, like, running around, so it's sweaty, so it's just leaving this, like, little mushroom stamp stain.
Oh,
Oh, god.
oh, don't remind me,
I'm sorry. Don't
man.
remind you. Flashbacks, huh? You've had this happen? No, okay, so I actually kinda don't wanna help this guy. Fuck you, dude. Get
He
your
doesn't
picture.
deserve
So now
like the tip is like don't get yourself in this situation.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, that's our advice is don't be a
mhm,
douchebag.
mhm.
Uh, but okay, so you've got let's strip it from the context. Someone has a picture of your penis or of something. God, just saying the word penis feels weird. Someone has a picture of your cack, and
Mhm.
you don't want them to have it, or like just has something that you don't want them to have. How do you get it back or convince them to not release it?
I mean, part of it is like the whole like not caring thing because it like loses the fun.
Mhm.
But like obviously you do care, and like there's some
Mhm.
things that you just can't not care about. So, but that's one thing that'll help is like not caring. But I don't know. Uh, uh, you're screwed.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so what if you organize a heist, all right? So your friends won't help you, they think it's funny, so you gotta do the only thing that '80s movies have ever taught me, which is you turn to, like, the nerds or, like, the least likely people to help you, right? Because this guy's, like, clearly a jock, like, he's been pushing around the nerds his entire life, and
Mhm.
then, he gets in this situation where it's like, "Oh, no, someone has a picture of my dick," and now he has to befriend the nerds, and he realizes that, like, "Wait a minute, nerds are just jocks, but for, like, nerdy shit." And so, like, both of us are nerds. We're just nerds in different ways. And it's this, like, great coming of age tale, and they, like, go out and they fight crime or whatever.
I feel like you're really like making this man out to be better than he is.
Yeah, but no,
You're
no, no,
almost turning him to the hero.
no, he is the hero of the story. He absolutely because it's a comeback kid. Everybody loves a comeback story. Everybody
Mhm.
loves it just like, "Oh, no, he's got the picture of our dick. The stakes have been raised, my friend, and now we've gotta go after him, and he's gotta learn to be a good person, and that's and only then will his picture, like, not be leaked." Um, so yeah, maybe that's it. Become a good person and, like, convince them that you're gonna stop whipping your dick out in
Mhm.
class
And I mean,
or
just
whatever.
like they're the ones who have like a picture of a penis on their phone that like does not belong to them. Like that's kind of like the weird part of this, you know? So like if he's starting to show it to people, like I feel like you can like turn that against them.
Yeah.
But
Ooh, how old are you? It could be child pornpornography. Call the
ooh,
FBI.
the police.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
There
Uh,
it is.
but other than that, I don't know how to help you, dude. Stop being a douchebag and keep your dick in your pants until someone actually wants to see it, which hopefully is never, because I really don't want people like you to reproduce. Um, shall we move on?
Yes, go for
Alright.
it.
Am I reading this one? I'll do it.
Yes, you are.
Okay. I am the early 20s. I wait, what? I
I
am I
am the early
I
20s.
am the early 20s, the 1920s? Okay,
Yeah,
so
the roaring 20s.
yeah, I have terrible poverty and, like, lots of things. People wanna
Remember
live in
the
this
Great
era.
Depression? Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so, all the to be fair, breaking again, our early like, the 20s could actually just be the Great Depression of your life too, because, you're broke, you're in college, nobody wants to have sex with you. It's
Whoa.
terrible. Or maybe I'm just
History is
speaking.
so meta.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. So, I'm in my early 20s and I've been with this girl for 5 years. Everything is sweet. She cooks, she cleans, she's active and funny and smart. Everything was no problemo until it happened. The other day in the car, I thought I saw her pick her nose, but I wasn't sure.
Dun,
Forgetting
dun,
about it and
dun.
forgetting about it until we were on the couch later that night, I turned to laugh and there it was. It was definitely a pick. I'm not talking like a rim job, like, "Oh, I've got an inch." It was in. This isn't enough to break up a great relationship, but it's really bothering me. And that's the end of the question.
That wasn't a question, it was a statement.
It's like, okay, so I guess he wants to know what to do about this thing. This isn't a problem. I mean, okay, I'm gonna oust myself here, but I've picked my nose before. Sometimes you got some shit in there, you're just like, "I need to get it out," and you're just like, whatever."
Yeah.
Shove it in there, throw it on a tissue or whatever.
Be
Although
gone. Yes.
yeah, be gone, snot.
Booger? Yeah.
Uh, see what did okay,
Yeah.
anyways. Um, but, like, so it would change my mind, though, if she's eating it. That would be
That's
because you're kissing this woman.
yeah, but
You're
I I had not considered this possibility.
yeah.
And although it is possible, not likely, but possible, and it must be addressed.
Noah, how would you feel? You've been dating someone for 5 years, and then you find out for the last 5 years you've been slowly consuming her snot, like, via osmosis through the mouth.
Yeah, but it's like the whole thing, like you eat spiders in your sleep. So it's like
Yeah,
I've
but
been
that's
consuming
like
her snot, but I also been eating spiders. So
well, that's what they say. That's a totally fake, especially in my scenario where I, like, monthly screen for spiders in my room. It's like, "No, there's none anywhere. They're not getting in my mouth." But you can't screen for snot. It's
Fair
coming
enough.
out of her nose, going in her mouth, going in your mouth, going in other
No.
places. I don't know what would you do. That's
Yeah, no, I hate this like argument. Like, well, what if like this person you've been around for 5 years has been doing this the whole time? And I'm
mhm.
like, well, obviously I didn't notice, so it must not have been that big a deal. Like,
Oh, okay. So you're
so
saying that you wouldn't break up with someone who you have an amazing relationship with purely because you find out they have one annoying habit?
no, I would definitely break up with them. But
Oh, okay. So that's it. There you go.
when you
Break up
put it
with her.
that way, it makes sense. So much
No,
more reasonable.
no. Well, it's trying to sound unreasonable. It's like one little tick. I mean, 5 years. Like, that's crazy. He's in his early 20s, so assuming he's, like, 22-ish, it's like they started dating when they were, like, what, like, 17? Like,
Yeah,
that's a bit. That's quite a while.
5
Although
years. I've never even lived in a house for 5 years.
that's fair.
Like, so I don't even know what 5 years looks like. I'm gonna be honest
No, are
with
you
you.
saying that you have commitment issues? Do we need to talk about it?
Yes, I have tons of them. Maybe you shouldn't be in a company with me.
Oh my god.
Are we talking
Uh,
about this now? Are we having this discussion right now?
no, did you wait, are you breaking up with me?
Jose,
No.
I'm gonna leave chat.
No, so I don't know how to advise for this issue. I don't think it's an issue. It seems like it's something you bring up with her where it's like, "Hey," like, especially if she's not eating it. I'm assuming that she's a decent human being and not eating her boogers.
Mhm.
Uh, it seems like such a, like, child I haven't said boogers since I was, like, a kid. Like, it's anyways, it's like
Boogers.
boogies. It's like cooties.
Yeah.
It's like she's got cooties on her finger, and now the finger's going in your mouth, so now you're I don't know, why is the finger in your mouth? Uh, it's not enough to break up with her.
Definitely
Talk to
not.
her.
Yeah. Say how
That
you feel for once as a person, a human being trying to communicate your thoughts. How
maybe that's why
absurd.
this relationship is so successful, is because he just hasn't talked to her for 5 years. He's never once voiced an opinion. So, of
He
course,
is
everything's
literally
great.
just like a drone obeying every command.
Ugh, I could never date someone like that.
Mhm.
That'd be terrible. I want some thoughts. I want someone to disagree with me.
I need some challenge.
Mhm. Do you like to argue in relationships?
Um, yes and no. I mean, I don't know. I guess in like a romantic relationship, I haven't like experienced that yet, so I'm not sure.
Mhm.
But like, would me and like my brother get in debates? That's really fun. So
Yeah. No,
I
yeah, I
would say
just meant
yes.
kinda like that, yeah. I don't like arguing about, like, "Why are you so emotionally distant? Why won't you talk to me? Why don't you
Mhm.
why
No,
don't you
I know
say I
some
love
people
you
who
anymore?"
like they like have to be fighting at all points, and like it's usually about the relationship. It's not like about like, man, I like this politician. No, I like this politician. No, it's like stuff that I'm like, wait, are you gonna break up? But obviously, that's just like what they do.
Yeah. No, I've never, like, argued, like, about, like, relationship stuff. It's usually like, "Well, I think that this quantum theory is the one that's more plausible," or whatever. It's like like, crazy nerdy, like, metaphysical, like, meta science kinda
Mhm.
stuff. I'm just like it's like, "Well, I think that it's more plausible for this to happen," and, whatever, and they're like, "No way." It's like arguing about hypotheticals in, like, the universe.
Yeah, and you're like, Immanuel Kant is clearly a superior philosopher to Nietzsche or whatever.
Yeah, it's just like, "I believe in Aristotle." I'm like, "Aristotle lived in, like, 300 BC. The bitch didn't even have laces." And so but, yeah, I've never argued like that in a relationship, and it sounds like you never have either, buddy, so, break out your opinions and tell her to stop, hogging her snot and
Yeah,
let you
just
have
tell her
fun.
to do it when you're not looking.
Yeah,
That's
there
why
you
what
go.
she's been doing for 5 years. So just
Yeah, she's just getting sloppy.
keep it secret. Yeah, she's getting too comfortable. Put her
There
on
you
her toes again.
Yeah, is there anything that, like, is, like, a habit that's enough for you to, like, break up with someone? Like maybe, like so for me, like, I would never break up with someone because of this, but it's like, I don't pass gas in front of people, I don't fart,
Yeah.
around, like, girls that I like, and, in my longest relationship, I still didn't ever on purpose. It's like, I did it in my sleep once, apparently.
Yeah.
and, and then she like freaked out about it. She's like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "No, stop! Don't." It's like, there's no proof. I wasn't awake for it. It didn't happen. So, is there anything like that where it's like, "Oh, I won't burp around her. I won't cuss around her. I won't whatever."
Something I won't do.
Yeah.
Um, no, I'm an open book. You got to know who I am.
So you fart around someone immediately?
No, well, I keep it like toned down, but like, no,
You
I
spread
guess
your
the,
cheek you spread your cheeks
maybe
a
I'm
little
like
bit,
a
let it
closed
whistle.
book all the time. I'm not an open book. I'm constantly a closed book. No.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I just try to keep everything like relatively reserved until like it comes out on its own. So
Okay, fair enough.
I'm never like waiting for the perfect moment to like release our first fart. Like, I'm waiting for our first fart
You're out at,
together.
like, a beautiful dinner, just five-star restaurant, you both have champagne, and you're like,
Mhm.
"My lovely, might I pose a toast?" And she's like, "To what?" And you go, "To this," and you, like, do the thing where you, like, lift your leg up and just, like and then she's like, "Whoa!" And then she does it, and her, like, dress like Marilyn Monroe flies out, and you gotta push it down. And then you're asked to leave because it was and it now just smells disgusting. Um,
Mhm. See,
I
that's
don't
the thing. Like, I get some like bad gas sometimes, but it's usually silent, and I like really try to keep it in. But then sometimes it just starts stinking, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna have to like leave the room now because I don't want you to have to like put up with this.
no, I
I'm
did
warning you before it's too late.
I did this thing one time because like, I refused to, like to pass it, 1, because, like, sometimes it stinks. Most of the time, it's like, okay, if I can, like, lift a leg and, like, whistle it out, it's like, "Alright, whatever." But, like, one time I had this girl over and I was I was super into her and I was like, "Man," we just went out and, like, we had, like, Italian food and I had, like, Alfredo.
Mhm.
I'm lactose intolerant. And so, all that dairy was, not sitting too great in my tummy, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, like, you can kinda tell sometimes, like, this is gonna be, like, moist." And I was like, I can't do this." And so, like, all night I held it in, and I just had, like, this terrible stomach ache, and then we went to bed, and then I waited until, like, it felt like she was asleep, and then, I got up, and I went to the bathroom, and then I just this is this is definitely oversharing, but I already started the story.
Oh
I,
man.
I took
To be continued.
God damn it. Okay. We don't even have anyone watching live, so I mean, here's your warning if you're listening to the recording to skip ahead 15 seconds. Uh, I wrapped toilet paper around my hand, and then took it, put it between my cheeks, and just like farted. It was just like muffled it. And welcome back to people who hit the skip 15-second
Oh
mark.
man.
Uh, so, yeah,
Oh man.
I was desperate. I didn't want her to leave.
Wow, man. Self-conscious. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that I would be like that worried about.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm confident. Actually, I'm not. I have crippling anxiety, but
No, you should be confident. You're a good-looking boy, and you have an amazing voice that I would love to hear read the final question of the podcast.
oh, too bad I wasn't prepared.
Damn it, Noah. I had an amazing segue just lined up
Yeah, it
for
was
you.
the best segue I've ever
You ruined
seen.
it.
It was like the early 2000s up in here.
Okay.
Okay. I have an issue with the girls. I have been described as confident, funny, and generally, I don't have a problem talking to anyone, opposite sex or not. But recently, I found myself feeling like the ugly duckling of my friends. I feel like I'm a decent dude, 7 out of 10 on a good day. But as I started to look around, my friends, I kind of realized that each of them has like 3 girls chasing them around at once. It makes me think, what's wrong with me? Maybe it's just a confidence issue, but whenever I'm out drinking with my friends, I can't seem to hook up with a girl I find interesting. However, my friends seem to have no trouble and end up getting girls I try to impress. Could it be that I don't feel comfortable in the club scene? I can't really talk, so does I can't really talk, so then my looks are the main selling point. Is it that I have to rethink how I approach girls in a club environment? Is it that these girls I'm trying to impress just aren't for me? Or could it be something else I'm completely oblivious to?
Hmm.
Oof. That was a rocky road. Sorry for
Uh,
my reading abilities, but
Yeah. So I mean, just
Mhm.
basically, this guy, he he says he's confident, but then continues on to just like, I'm a 7 out of 10, which I mean, I guess is pretty confident. But then like he's like, "What's wrong with me? I can't talk to these girls in a club setting. Why don't they love me?" That doesn't sound very confident. And then at the end,
Mhm.
he's like, Could it be a confidence issue?" Like, well, it sounds like maybe, but also fuck your friends because what there's that one line in there. It's like, my friends seem to have no trouble with it, and by that, hooking up girls, and often end up getting the girls I'm trying to impress. It's like, what assholes? It's like you're trying to impress this girl, like working on it, like being charming or whatever all night, and then
Mhm.
like your homie swings in and he's just like, "Hey, yo, let me stick it in," and then she's like, "Oh my god, what a gentleman." Uh, I mean, so I guess girls like that, if you're just trying to hook up, I mean, okay, fine. But if you're actually trying to find someone to like have a connection with, maybe don't go for those girls anyways.
Yeah,
You know?
maybe the club isn't the best scene for that, you know?
Yeah. And it is like some
Mm.
people do great in a club environment. I'm not one of those people who goes out clubbing very often. Uh,
Mhm.
I even have issues like at a bar, like talking to someone. I'm like, I don't know, because I feel like anymore, like everyone goes to a bar to like meet up with a Tinder date. They go there with like their friends, or it's like so
Mhm.
everyone's already like in groups or whatever. So it's like if I'm this random dude at the bar, random dude in the club, it's like I don't know. So
It's
I
just
feel
pitiful.
me, yeah, I
It's
know.
sad, really. I
It
feel
is sad.
bad for you.
Thanks, you should. You absolutely should. It's like me with my green hair sitting in a club just like,
Mhm.
"So how about them Royals?" And then they, talk about the Royals, and I have
I
nothing
was
back
about to say, then
behind.
someone actually bites and you
Yeah,
regret it.
that's the issue with me is my opening line is just setting me up for failure because it's like to me, it's sarcastic. I'm like, "Haha, how about them Royals?" Because I don't know shit about sports, and then they actually know something, and I'm like, I don't know." But no, it could be that your club environment isn't just for this guy. Like, uh, just like, any environment isn't great for some people. Like, they just have issues meeting people in person. Uh,
Yeah, like, I'm terrible at meeting people underwater, but, everyone has their own thing. I love this dead air. It
yeah.
was a terrible joke, but I had
Just gonna let
hoped
you,
something would go.
just gonna let you
Let me
sit with
revel in
that
let
one.
me stew inside that awful joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
That was probably
man.
the worst thing I could have done to you too.
Yeah, no, it was.
Just let you
I
think.
feel it. It burns in my soul right now.
Oh, well, put some water on it in that underwater environment. Um Oh, okay. Let's distance ourselves from this joke. Let's provide some advice. So, he's asking he can't really talk. He doesn't feel comfortable because he can't talk, and his looks are his main selling point, so he's not comfortable in his
Mhm,
look. So what if you just, like, started going out and, not, like, peacocking per se, but, like, going out in things that, like, you feel super confident in? Like, go
mhm,
find, like, a cool, like, outfit or something, like nobody does this, so it'd be really wacky if you did it, but you could, like, go and, like, find, like, a three-piece suit and go to a club in, like, a suit or whatever and see if that works for you, like or, like, I know some people really like those loud suits. I kinda want one of those, like, blazers that's, like, just completely covered in floral kinda stuff.
oh, yeah?
Like, I think that'd be cool. So, I don't know, maybe find something that you feel like you can talk about, like, get some, like, icebreakers going, some talking
Mhm,
points. Uh, and and you can't super talk, so yeah, like, then that like, your looks kinda speak for themselves.
mhm.
Another issue I have in clubs and stuff like that is I'm a pretty shit dancer. Uh, I, uh, I'm half Hispanic, for those of you who don't know, and the other half of me is extremely white, and when I'm out on a dance floor, man, that the white part of me really I mean, more than it shows now, but it's really out there. I'm just out there, like, doing the Charleston and all that, but it's not pretty. So, maybe if you learn to dance, learn to make some
Yeah,
moves,
that's
like
always a good selling point is if you, like, have, like, 1 or 2 dances that you can go to and do with a partner.
mhm.
Like, I know my brother can swing really well. And so like when you're good enough at swing dance, you can lead, and like they don't really even have to know what's going on because you're
Mhm.
just like controlling what they're doing. And so like that's really fun for them. And it's like, wow, this person can like really like show me around and like show me how to do this thing. So like
That's
that
a
could be
really
like a
good
good
idea.
selling point. It's just like knowing like one dance really well. That would be
Mhm.
good.
Sounds like we should have your brother on this podcast. He sounds like a
He's a
like a
wise
wise
old
guy.
man. Wise old ripe old man at the age of 25.
I love your brother. He's a great guy. I feel like he never says hi to me anymore though. I feel like I see
Oh.
him and he's gone. I'm just like, all right, bye, Logan. It's okay.
I'll miss you.
I I'll miss you, buddy.
I love you.
No, I can't say that to him. He'll be like, what? Why
He'll
me?
question all his life decisions.
Yeah.
Someone's loved me.
He's like, wait a
What?
minute. He's like, am I engaged to the wrong person? uh,
That's
yo,
all it took.
I was just picturing like at his reception, somehow I bust in with the Shrek, like, I object. It's like how much of your family would just kill me. And Logan would probably kill me. Um, but anyways, no, that is a really good idea, like swing dancing or something, uh, to the effect of that. Swing dancing is really fun though. I learned to do it my senior year of high school. I did a little bit of it.
Mhm.
Haven't done it since. So probably can't, but, you know, uh, I think I'm gonna leave it with that advice. That was really good.
Thanks. I am
Proud of you.
wise.
Noah's wise. Noah has a good idea.
Guys, I have an advice podcast, so
You know, we're kind of professionals because we have made an amount of money from this.
an amount.
An
Oh
amount.
man, if only you guys knew.
Oh my gosh, we're still broke, but you know, you guys can absolutely go and support us if you want by checking out this podcast on Anchor if you haven't, and checking out wherever you guys listen to podcasts outside of YouTube, which you're most likely doing. So thanks for doing that. Thanks for listening. And if you guys want to ask us questions of your own, if you want us to make fun of you or give you just regular old advice, you can email us at humorish.tm@gmail.com, or you can use the hashtag I don't know though show. That's IDK show on the Instagrams. And for those of you watching on YouTube's, please hit that notification bell so that you know when we're about to live stream this episode, because you know we don't always do it on time. I changed the time for today's live stream like 3 times and I feel bad about it, but you know, shit happens.
Yeah.
But other than that, we will see you guys next week with Noah's podcast,
Bye.
where he'll say
Oh,
no,
we're all
just try to
asking
say
about
bye.
something. Oh, you're leading into a
Yeah, I
thing.
was
Yeah.
leading into a thing and you're just wanting to
No.
go. That's
Oh,
fine.
I was thinking a little bit about the resolutions of the new year and things like
Okay.
that.
So we'll
So
talk about New Year's resolutions next week. That's fun.
yeah.
Is that the first time you've actually had something when I throw it to you?
Yes, it is. And I am proud of myself.
All right. Well, now it's time for the all glorious bye.
Bye.